Yes, thanks, Andy. I think you'd have to say that Melbourne would be delighted with the way things are running at the present time, certainly at this game, because Essendon in all sorts of trouble. They trailed at quarter time despite having first use of the breeze, and now at half time they're down by 47 points. As you can see, the margin at quarter time was 17 points. For Hawthorn, Dunstall has 3 goals, Brereton 2, and singles to Deer, Gowers, Pritchard, Hudson and Morrissey. And for Essendon, just the 2 goals, Salmon and Werner. Here are some highlights from the first half then.
Mobile Lawrence. Boaks, well done. Into the pocket looking for Dunstall. There's 2 Hawthorn and 1 is Dunstall, the other Brereton.
All Hawthorn so far. Dunstall stabs goalward. Good looking kick. It's a beauty.
The turn goes in towards the centre of the ground. Lawrence couldn't take that, just slipped at the critical moment. Oh, that's the second one Thompson's landed. Now Hawthorn run the ball through Allen. No pressure whatsoever. Now on the edge of the square goes looking for Dunstall. Can't get away from Daniher, but follows up quickly.
Allen towards half forward. Jarman. Good hands. Pritchard. 40 metres out. Pritchard. Goal. And now there's a relayed free kick. It's coming to Deer. Condon gave him the ball. Condon already had it. Now it's with Gowers. 25 metres out and he gets a goal.
Daniher will mop up. He's got no one to kick it to, so he's got to go wide. Ezard leading Allen, the 2-15s. Ezard onto it quickly. Hurd can't get away. Strong tackle by Jarman. Allen going goalward. Or Deer. Being restrained is score. Now gets away. Deep in the pocket. Goes back in towards the square. Well centred. Salmon, the big fellow, standing his ground.
Salmon was waving his arms down there, but he was 15 metres in the clear. Salmon, point blank range. Goal umpire goes a long way. Thompson missed it. New and Tuck, some experience there to Platten to Gowers. Gowers from half back towards midfield. Hall almost held without it. Shielded the ball brilliantly. Feeds Pritchard, who kicks for Dunstall. And Dunstall is marked 40 metres out. Vintage stuff from the Hawks there. They took it from full back to full forward. His last effort was disappointing. Dunstall, that's better. He's got 3.
He plays on in turn across to the mobile Lawrence. The big ruckman goes from 50 metres. A heavy tackle behind, play on by New. The umpire disregards that as Hawthorn goes into their forward line. It's Dunstall in front of Daniher. Brereton in front, reads it well. He's kicked it.
Hurried kick. And Donald drops it. Now an opportunity for Platten. Hard against the boundary line. Kicks inside the attacking 50. Dunstall into the path of Brereton. Open goal beckoning. Brereton gets it. Getting himself to soccer. But Hall got in there. Got it to Allen, who pulls it back to Dunstall.
That was great play. He plays on quickly, Dunstall. And by himself, Hudson, who'll go into that open goal.
With me is Don Scott. What about these numbers? I guess, Don, they do reflect the state of play. Hawthorn dominating out there at the moment.
Well, they are as far as the kicks go, Dennis. Handball's rather even, but it's the pressure, the tackles that Hawthorn are laying. Yes, that's vindicated by those stats, especially on their forward line. Essendon are getting the numbers back in their forward line, trying to congest play, but really those Hawthorn forwards are working really hard, especially in that second quarter, just to hold them up, and their tackling has been terrific. Hit-outs rather even. What about the centre breaks? They're not much in it. 3 the difference as far as Hawthorn, but it's the tackling and the pressure that's a highlight of this Hawthorn side.
What about the tactics of the second term? Essendon very defence orientated. Well, they were. Hawthorn getting some goals late in the term.
Well, they were. Essendon, the ominous signs were starting to creep for as far as Hawthorn were concerned. They were getting numbers. They were getting runners, players clear, and when that does happen, it doesn't look good for the opposition side. They're always chasing. But Hawthorn are doing particularly well in their forward line, more or less all around the ground, aren't they?
Yes, Buick, Long and Hamilton out of that Essendon side as well, so they really do have some problems. They won't get back from here. It's a question of the margin. 47 points at the half, the Hawks' way.
So Melbourne looking good at the moment, but let's check scores at other games. Down at Moorabbin, St Kilda 11-6-72. Tony Lockett has booted 4 of those 11. Sydney are 7-7 of 49, so the margin 23 points there. Richmond, well, what a good quarter by the Tigers to bounce back and lead Carlton. Richmond are 8-8-56. David Cloak has kicked 4 goals in his farewell match. That's a great performance to lead Carlton 7-10-52. And in the other match, Fitzroy just the 1 goal for the half, but a low-scoring affair. The West Coast Eagles 5-11-41. Fitzroy are 1-9-15. The round, of course, continues tonight at Carrara on the coast between Brisbane and Footscray. Don't forget, check your local guides for that one and the clash that will complete the round, and all home and away matches tomorrow. From Football Park in Adelaide, the Crows playing host to North Melbourne. But wherever you're watching, do check your local guides for details. It certainly is a big sporting weekend on 7. One of the highlights is the World Athletics Championships, which continue tonight. And of course, tomorrow morning, the big question is, can Steve Monaghetti follow in the footsteps of Rob Di Castella, who was successful in winning the World Championship Marathon in 1983 in Helsinki? Monaghetti has the chance tomorrow in Tokyo. It's a Sports World special. Wherever you're watching, check your local guides for times. And of course, just as the football is building to a finals campaign, so too is the NBL season. And we will check the results from round 21, games played to date. Perth easily defeating Southern Melbourne. Illawarra 2 good for Geelong. Hobart 2 good for Newcastle. And North Melbourne, again, easy victors over the Gold Coast.